Live with Neil.
Hey.
I can't believe it. The day he launches this big update, and we were able to get him on the show. I don't know how that happened. So thank you for being here.
Of course. Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So he felt like he was running late because there's so much going on. So I pushed the time back, but we're actually early. So there we go.
2 minutes. 2 minutes early. There we go.
2 minutes early. So thank you for that. And okay, so this is called Single Upload, and it's part of Merch Informer, and it's a way to help you get your designs that you already have uploaded to Merch or to other platforms and help you get them onto RedBubble, Teespring, Printful, etc. So amazing.
Right. So we called it the single upload interface because it's literally just a single interface window where you can actually do all of your work on. Now, when I say work, it's really not that much actual work. If you have designs already, probably the easiest way, I know we talked to the developer from Productor, and he added something. It's a free Chrome extension, so it's no one needs to pay for it or anything. But he added a button that'll allow you to download a CSV file of your merch account already. So it's, you already have it. Otherwise, you can build one, which I'll probably show you here in a minute. But within the uploader, or the single upload interface, essentially, you'll take your CSV file. Now, it has to be .csv, not whatever Excel normally saves it as.
Yeah.
You upload that, and then all you do is, whoa, that's loud. I don't know if you could hear that. Essentially, all you do is you take that CSV, you upload it, and then you can map all of these different services with the different products to your CSV file. So if you have a file where you have your description in one column and your title like 4 columns down, it doesn't matter. So all you'll do is you'll map the CSV to the title, the tags, because on Merch by Amazon we don't use tags, but these other platforms do, and that's really, really important to make sure that your products get found. But the biggest thing is we wanted to have an easy way for people to take their merch business and put it on other platforms where people are actually buying. So Teespring has buyers on it. RedBubble has even more buyers on it. And the reason we put Printful in there, and I don't think really anyone's thinking about this, but Printful integrates with so many different platforms. So it means that you can upload all your stuff onto Etsy. It means if you set it up, you can upload all your stuff onto eBay, something I'm working on right now. Hopefully I can put together pretty soon. But you can take your merch account, right, and put it up on Printful offers over 190 products on you can set the integration up for Amazon through Seller Central.
Yes.
And there is so much money there in all these products like canvas prints. We don't have that with merch, but you can sell it on the marketplace with the designs you already have. And all you have to do is set up a few settings, click a button, and let it run through. So it's pretty easy to use, and it's definitely going to help people kind of expand their business without putting in, 10 times as much work.
Exactly. So thank you so much for doing this. And I know that you've been working on this for a while. So one thing we just wanted to mention is that these platforms that are integrated with this, Neil has spoken directly with them, and they know about it, and they have said that it's okay. So that's a big thing, because some people have tried other integrations in the past too early, before the companies had permission to do this. And it did take a while to get permission. That's why we've had to wait to release this. And there are additional platforms that Neil would like to have as part of this. But again, we have to wait and make sure that each of the platforms knows about it and agrees to it and all of that. So this is a very important step that Neil took, of waiting until he got permission from each and every platform. So thank you for doing that.
2 things there, actually. One, you are correct. We are getting permission. I've been on so many phone calls with top executives at these companies, which are awesome to work with. But 2, I know some people have asked me, why is it desktop based? Why isn't it cloud based? So on and so forth. The reason we do that is because when you download it to your computer and you open it up, you need to be able to log into these platforms, right? We don't have any access to your login information. Essentially what happens is you set up the software, you map everything like we were talking about earlier, and then it's going to pop up a window so that you log in with your own IP on your computer we never see any of that. So it's completely secure on your PC, and there's none of that data getting transferred back to us, since that is a huge issue, with security and everything. So we wanted to make sure that, one, we're above board with all of these platforms and we got the go ahead and everything's good there. But two, we want to make sure everyone is safe and feels comfortable using it. So
very good point. Yeah. Amazing. So I know we're already getting questions where people are worried whether it's too much technology, right? Teresa, you're not the only one. You know me, I always am not the fastest with learning new technology. But yes, you will be able to do it. So
it's incredibly easy. Like, we made it as easy as possible, because I know for myself personally, like, I always talk about Photoshop and how that's got like the biggest learning curve.
Yeah.
The learning curve here, I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but we'll show you. It's very, very easy. We have showed Helen. She figured it out, no problem. So
yep, if I can figure it out, everyone can figure it out. I have to show this because I tried to get Neil not to call it single upload. I did work on that. It is not related.
Not at all. The reason we called it single upload interface is because it is exactly what the name entails. It is one interface to allow you to singly upload all over the place. We have no affiliation at all with that company.
Next time he'll listen to me, because that is what a lot of people are going to say. And that tool did not work. It was really bad. So it's not the right, you don't want that association. But yeah, I did try to get him to change the name, but it's not related. So.
To be fair, we did brainstorm. After we had that conversation, we sat down and we're like, okay, what else can we call this? And I just felt like the name itself relates so closely to what the product does, is why we decided to keep it. But yeah, to answer that question, we have nothing to do with that company.
I think it's okay because a lot of people are new enough that they don't necessarily know about that company. So it's probably okay. And the people who have been around long enough know you so well that they'll be okay with it. But yeah, it's not related. So don't worry. So do you want to show your screen and we can kind of go into it a little bit?
Yes. Let me figure out how I'm going to do that. Let's see. Share screen. It is this one. Share. All right.
Thank you so much for everybody joining. Here, I'll show this.
Can you guys see that? Okay, I can see it on Helen's screen. Perfect. Okay, so here is, I'm just going to move this somewhere off the screen. You guys can still see that, I hope. Yes. Helen, can you still see that? Okay, yes. Perfect. So this is what the software is going to look like right here. And here is the CSV file. Okay, so essentially you can make CSV files through Excel, which is what I have and I'm used to using. You can make Excel file or CSV files through Google Sheets, I believe, completely free. You just have to make sure that when you make up this file that I'll show you how to do in 1 second, when you go to File Save As, you want to make sure that it's saved as .csv. So there's going to be a drop down there. It's different no matter if you're using Excel or Sheets. You just have to save it as a CSV file. So I've gone ahead and done that. Now, essentially, when making your CSV file, you can put this in any order you want. You see I've given it some headers here. I put in a title. I put in a description. There's a price here, and there's an image path on your computer. Okay. I also put tags. Now, tags aren't used on your Merch by Amazon account. So if you're using something like Productor, for example, to download this, you might have to go in and edit your tags if you want to use those, which I highly recommend you do use on RedBubble and, Printful.
Let's stop you right there, Neil, for just a second. There's already some questions. Some people are asking what's the difference between OrbitKit. So that we'll kind of talk about later. It's they're different setups, different interfaces, different companies. And we can talk about that later. But the other thing is, what is the first step? Because I think people are already lost. Do you have to log into Merch Informer to get that CSV table that you're showing?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Let me bring up a screen here, and I'll show you what it looks like.
So, guys, first step is go to your Merch Informer. If you already have Merch Informer, the Pro version, you already have access to this. So this is not even something that you need to purchase.
All right. So you log into Merch Informer here. This should be pretty familiar with you guys that have it. And we've switched it. So here's the graphics. Right next to the graphics, you're going to see a big green, beautiful button that says Single Upload Interface. You want to click that, and there's a Windows version and a Mac version. So you click that, it will download on your computer, open it up. Now, if you're on Windows 10, discover this today. If you're on Windows 10, you're going to get a thing that says, this might be harmful. The reason it does that is because it downloads a Chromium window. It's essentially a Chrome browser in the background where all of the uploading is going to take place. So just click, accept, I agree, whatever the pop-up says. It's not going to harm your computer. But that is what you want to do, is download this. And then once that's downloaded, you're going to install it. And once you install it, you are going to see a window that looks like this with a login screen. And you just log in with your merchant form or credentials. Now, one thing I should mention, let me bring this back real quick. You're going to see this button no matter what. You're going to be able to download it. But in order to actually log in and use it, you need to have a pro level subscription. So, Helen, I think you have a link below up top somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, there's a link if you don't have access. And after the call, I can help you see if you do or don't have access to it. And then also, Neil, they're not seeing us anymore. I made your screen bigger because some people are asking to make the screen bigger.
Perfect. Yep. So you want to click this window, make sure you have a pro level subscription, and then you are good to go. Make sure you install it, and then you will see this little window right here. Okay.
Perfect.
So then you want to create a CSV file. I recommend downloading one from Productor is probably the easiest way. Or what I've gone ahead and done is just create a demo file here. I gave it some headers right here. So title, description, tags, price, and image. These can be in any order you want. You can add more columns. So you could have a column in. So my image column is an E. You could put, German title right here, right? I don't speak German, but you can have as many different columns as you want. Once you save this as a CSV, I should back up. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
You're too excited. And there's one more question too.
Yeah,
somebody's asking, what's the recommended browser to use?
Browser to use to do what? Because if you're downloading the software, it's going to be packaged with a browser that will do all this for you.
Okay.
So you can access Merchant Form with any browser you want, and then download the software and then install it.
Okay.
Okay. So you want a title. You definitely need a title. Ideally, you want a description. You don't have to have tags. I'd highly recommend you do put in some tags. But if you're not familiar with, RedBubble, Printful, Teespring, go ahead and go sign up. Learn about those platforms. Actually interact with the platforms first, so you know what's required, how the platform works, what information to fill out. Then make your CSV. Then you want a price column. Now, I'll show you in a minute. You might want more than one price column, but we'll go over that in a second. And you have two options here for your image. You can either put your image path inside of the software, which I've done, and I recommend you do. It's a lot quicker. Or you can upload it to the software. Now, you see I have a image here. I know it's very, very small, but on a desktop, on a PC, you want to right-click it. You want to click Properties, all right? And it's going to be, let's see here. Here's the location. So you want to take the location path, copy that, and then you do a / and you put in the title right after it. So as you see here, C users Neil desktop. I actually put these in a different folder on my computer, and you see the full file path here. Okay. So if you don't know how to do that, there's some YouTube videos that'll go over how to do that. It's very, very easy. But if you don't want to do that, you can always upload them to the image table right here. Okay, so you're making a CSV or you're downloading one. I know Productor has a download button that'll pretty much fill most of this out for you. Free to use, so recommend you do that. Save it as a .csv. All right, so you'll come over here and you'll have two options here. You can upload as a CSV file, okay, or you can upload with headers. Now, what headers means is there's just a row here with headers in them. I put title, description, tags. This is just a headers file. If you did not have this, you just want to click CSV. That's the only difference there. Fairly straightforward. And as you see, I've uploaded the exact same thing I have open here. So you're going to see your title, your description, your tag, price, and the image path on the computer. All right, is everyone still with me? Does that all make sense?
I think we probably lost some people, but most people, nobody's asked the question. They're still paying attention to what you're saying.
If anyone has any questions, tell Helen to stop me, and I will be happy to explain it. I do see one thing, recommend image source. These need to be on your computer somewhere. So the image path needs to be on your computer, not Dropbox, Google Drive, something like that. If you have them all in Dropbox, just download them to your computer somewhere and make sure they're not in a zip file, just so the software can read them. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So once you have your CSV file upload, that's literally like this portion right here, getting this CSV file created and uploaded is 98% of the work.
Right.
So once you have this, if you have the image path in your CSV file, which I do, you can completely skip the image table. If you don't have it in here, you'll want to upload your images right here. Okay. Okay. Now, 2 more tabs left. So Printful, Teespring, and RedBubble. Which one do you guys want me to set up first?
Which one's the easiest? Pick whichever one's the easiest.
They are all incredibly easy. All right, let's start with RedBubble. Okay, we'll start with RedBubble. So let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. Right here, you're going to have all of the options. I've already filled them out, but I'll show you exactly how to do it. It's going to say product, okay, picture, background color, markup percentage, so on and so forth. All you want to do once you've uploaded your CSV file is you just use these columns to map what options you want from what you uploaded. So coming back over here to RedBubble, we say, okay, what picture do we want to upload to RedBubble? Okay, so you'll have a drop down here and you'll see all the columns I just uploaded in the CSV file. So you can say, okay, for the picture, I want it to upload everything in the image column because that's where image path is. If you uploaded the images table, you would keep this blank and you'd select use image tabs instead. But right here, we're just going to select image. All right. Next, background color. Okay, what background color do we want for the products we're going to upload? You could have that in a column in your CSV file. In this case, I don't actually have a column for the background color, so I can either enter in a hex code if you know what it is that you want, or you can select this and pick whatever color you want. I'm just going to stick with black because that's the easiest. Next, you're going to say, okay, with RedBubble, you don't set a price, you set a markup percentage. So if you guys are not, you're not using RedBubble, first log into RedBubble and learn about that. Okay.
One question real quick. Somebody's asking about the image size recommendations. So that's a good question because there's certain products that require different size images for Printful and for RedBubble maybe.
Yeah, so I would recommend you use your Merch by Amazon designs. So in that dimension, because it'll resize everything. Mm-hmm. But in 1 second, I will go over about the images. There's one way I recommend doing this, but let me just get through this real quick here. So markup percentage, if you put that in your CSV, so your CSV columns could be you could have 15 different ones in here, but I just made it real simple for example purposes. Mm-hmm. I don't have it in a column, so I'm just going to simply enter in, 20%. You can enter 40, whatever you guys want. 10, 20, there we go. And then typically this would be unchecked. So you have English, German, France, and Spanish. Okay, if you want to do all 4 of them, you just select all 4 of these. But I only have English in my CSV. Okay, so that's all I'm going to fill out on RedBubble here. And then you simply map your title, tags, and description to your CSV file. So you just say, okay, your CSV file has a title in it. That's what I want to use. Tags, there we go. That's what I want to use. Description, map the description column to the description box. And that's all you have to do. Now, if you wanted to upload English and German, okay, you'd simply select German here and you'd say, okay, what do I want my title in German to be? And if you had a German title column, it would show up here. But since we don't, I'm just going to uncheck that. All right, is everyone still with me here?
Yes, we do have somebody asking if they have 10,000 images, do you have to individually path each one? Or is it this is kind of the setup and then after that it's easier, right?
Yeah, so if you have 10,000 images, probably the easiest way, again, is to download them all with Productor. That'll give you an image path on your computer, and all you'll want to do is amend that image path with, the folder that it's in, if that makes sense. There's also, if you have all of your images in a folder, there is a pretty quick way. I can probably do a video on that later of how to grab all of those image paths, and then you can just throw it into a spreadsheet.
Perfect.
All right, so what you're doing here is, I mean, I'm going pretty slow through this. If you guys have any questions, stop me. But all you're doing is taking these boxes here and mapping them to something in your CSV file, or you're skipping them. You're just picking options. So, we picked our picture, picked the background color, picked the markup percentage. We're doing English, so we mapped the title, tags, and description columns to everything in our CSV file. And then you come down here to all of the products. So this is over 30 products, I believe. It's like 33, something like that. And you'll notice a lot of these Merch by Amazon doesn't offer, okay? And all of these things sell extremely well. Now, you could check all. I don't recommend doing that specifically because, the image you have might look awful if you're doing print-on-demand clocks, for example. So I would recommend doing one off at a time before you're comfortable with, hey, this looks good on this product. Now I'm going to upload my entire catalog to them. So I'm going to go ahead and click uncheck all, but half the reason we built this in the first place is everyone was contacting me saying, I'm selling a ton of stickers on RedBubble. Most of my designs are on Merch by Amazon. I just don't have the time to sit there and upload them all to RedBubble. So I'm going to do stickers because stickers look awesome. And then very last step here is default view in your shop. Do you want the art prints to show first? I'm just going to do image only, and if it's mature content. So that is all for setting up RedBubble. We put our CSV file in here. Now let's go to Teespring and do the exact same thing. All you're doing is mapping all these options to your CSV file. So, hey, what picture do you want? I want the picture to be the image path I put in the CSV file. What title do I want? Well, I want to use the title column. What description do I want? I want to use the description column. And look at all these products that they offer. You can use socks, posters, blah, 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 blah. We're going to just do classic tees for this example. Okay, so then it's going to open some more options. Hey, for classic tees, here's all the colors you can offer classic tees in. So, do you want all of the colors? Do you want none of the colors? I'm going to do just black. Okay, and finally down here, it's going to say, okay, here's the product classic tee. What's the default color? Well, we've only picked black here. So we're going to default color to black, and the price in the US and the price in the EU. This is, again, if you had different prices in mind, you just add a different column in your CSV, but I'm going to select price column for both of those, and that's it. Okay, Teespring is now set up, so fairly straightforward. Is everyone still with me? Because Printful is a little bit different.
Yes, everybody's still with you.
Okay, all right. Let me make this a little bit smaller. I need to find a window here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over here. And here is a test store for Printful. Okay, so let me make this smaller. Okay, so let's go to Printful here. And let's clear this out. So this is what you're going to see when you go to the Printful tab. Okay, it's going to say, hey, you need to put a store URL in here so that it can actually read the different products that you can upload from. So what you want to do is it's got a link for the page. I already have it open. It's going to be a store page that looks like this. You want to click on a store that you want to upload to. So I'm going to use this one. It's just a test store. You want to come up to the URL and copy everything up until the number. So right before it says and sync product. Okay, everything before that. You just want to copy that, paste it in here, and click on save. And there we go. I'm going to make it big now so you guys can see. These are all the products that Printful offers. Now, this is the first page. There is 10, 13, 16, 19, 20. All right, there's 20 pages of this stuff. I think it's 193 products currently. And, oh, wow. Let me change that. I just clicked on something. So all of these products, you can set Printful up to upload to, I know most people are using Printful to upload to Etsy. You can set Printful up to upload to eBay. I'm working on setting it up to upload to Amazon through Seller Central. So hopefully I can get that guide out soon. But you're using Printful to push your products, or your designs rather, on. You can use it to push all of these products. So if you set up an Etsy store to sell canvas prints, you can do that. For this example, though, let's use a tank top. This one right here. So I just picked a product, okay? And now it's the exact same thing as we did before. Just fill out the boxes. So, what colors do we want to upload? I'm going to upload black. Now, what sizes? Large. Okay, you could select all of these. I'm just going to select large. What files do we want to upload for the front, back, and the outside label? Well, I only have an image here for the front, so I'm just going to do a front. I'm going to leave these blank. Then you come down here. What title do you want? Well, I want the title to match the title, the description to match the description, tags to match the tags, price to match the price. Okay, that's it. So all you really have to do is upload your CSV file, come over here to the different services, and just match things up, which once you are used to the interface takes, I don't know, maybe a couple minutes each. So once we're done here, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see. You'll come over to the upload tab, which when you come over here will look like this. All right. What services do you want to upload? If you're only uploading to Printful, you would select this. If you're only uploading to Teespring, you would select this. We're going to select all of them because I'm lazy and I want to upload everything once. And then you're going to see all of the options that you just selected. Okay, so I have 2 designs in my CSV table, right? 2 designs here. So we have 2 designs set up for RedBubble, 2 designs set up for Printful, 2 designs set up for Teespring. And you can click on these and see exactly what you picked to make sure that everything matches up, everything looks good. Show details. Okay, so this one, it looks like I set up markup percentage at 20%. Here's the title, tags, description. I didn't set up German. I didn't set up French. I didn't set up Spanish. And we picked just stickers. So once you make sure that all of this, looks good and you're good to go, all you do is click Start Uploading. So we'll click that. Let me bring this over. And I'm already logged in a different window. Otherwise, this would pop a window up for you to log in. And you just sit back. There it is. It's asking me to sign into a window here. It's in a different screen. There we go. And now I'm just sitting back, and it's telling you exactly what it's doing. It's loading the page. It's uploading the picture. It's waiting for the preview. And you just sit back, and it's going to go through the entire sheet that you just uploaded, and you're not going to touch a single thing. It's beautiful.
So how many could you do at one time? Like if you had a whole bunch of shirts on your CSV file?
Yeah, so that's going to depend on your computer. I mean, if you have like no RAM, but it can take a lot of products at one time. Now, the one caveat I should point out to you guys while this is running is each of these platforms, okay, they do have account limits to them. So if you've set up Teespring and you upload, say, 10 designs or something like that, and you see a block or something, it might mean that it's blocking you on the account level because you haven't made enough sales yet. Maybe you haven't filled something out. If you run into that, try and upload a product by yourself, directly through the platform, and that'll give you, pretty much all the information you need. Now, I know I ran through a lot of information just now as this is running. It looks like one has already been uploaded to RedBubble. If you instead of asking me questions or contacting the support desk, the first thing you should do, which I should have led with this, go to when you download it, install it, and log in, go to the help button right here, and that's going to have all the quick start guides for every platform, how to fill that stuff out and make sure that you're good to go. So click on help and run through those. So you see that RedBubble here is uploaded, right? Let me stop it for now. And so we had the RedBubble uploads. I'm going to head to RedBubble. All right, here's one test design I have. Let me make it big. I'm going to refresh the page, and there we go. Perfect. I didn't upload any of those. They've been uploaded. Everything's good to go. Now, if I would have kept running this, which is somewhere here, it would have kept going, but I stopped it. So you see there's 4 left. It's really that easy, guys. I mean, the whole thing is we wanted you guys to be able to get your merch designs on platforms where you're actually going to make sales, where there's customers. And this is the easiest way that I think that you can do it. You map some things to a file and then you click go and you just watch it do its thing.
Awesome. Well, let's, there's a couple questions or comments in here. Sorry, StreamYard sometimes still doesn't show names coming through, but it says, I tested this on RedBubble this morning with just one design. After about 8 minutes, it was still not saying completed, but the design was showing my RedBubble account. Yeah,
so this morning we, like literally right when we launched it, I think everyone tried to hit this, the server to download it like at once. So exactly. That might be because of the delay. But you just saw through my computer that everything was going through on time. So that's more than likely the reason without, looking directly into what you're doing.
And then the other question, does this push to Etsy once uploaded to Printful? And that's kind of what you showed, right? Where you have to pick.
Yeah, so let me just, hold on. Let me bring up the window and I'll share my screen again. Okay, share screen. Which one is it? Which one is it? It's this one. Okay. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. Okay, so the thing you want to do is you need to set up a store to integrate with a specific platform, right? So if you log into Printful for the first time, you're not going to have a store. So you want to go to stores, okay, and you want to create a new store down here. You want to, choose a platform, and just to show you guys, like, okay, Printful integrates with a lot of different places. You can set up your own Shopify store, your Etsy store, Wix, Squarespace, blah, blah, blah. I really like Etsy, Shopify. We'll scroll down here. Amazon, that's a big one.
I know.
For Amazon, there's a lot of different things you got to go through. I'm trying to write up something about that now. There's eBay. There's Wish. That's another marketplace. Gumroad. Why? I don't know why you'd upload POD to Gumroad, but hey, here it is. Bonanza, I think that's how you say it. But yeah, you'd have to set up a store so the integration works. All the software is doing is it's getting all your information up on Printful, and then Printful will push it to the different stores that you've integrated with.
Awesome. Teresa had a question. So would it make sense to go through all of your designs, make a separate CSV file for designs that look good on dark and one that looks good for light color shirts?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I'd recommend doing that once you're familiar, with, if you have a design catalog that looks good half the time on, light colors and half the time on dark colors, you don't want to mix and match those, because otherwise you're just going to be uploading a bunch of trash, right? So definitely do that. I know with Etsy specific designs, a lot of the Etsy designs that do well are simple and they look good on light colored shirts. And that's not, necessarily what sells really well on merch. So you might want to just play around with that and see.
Perfect. And then Steven wants to know if there's going to be more POD integrations coming soon.
Yeah, so we're working on some, but again, the big thing here is that, we're working directly with these platforms, talking to their legal departments, talking with the executives there. We want to make sure everything's above board so that the people that are using the software, are actually using it for good. We don't want people spamming, a bunch of trash and, spamming their platform. They really want, artists or people who have really good designs and properly optimized in order to actually grow their business. So to answer the question, to make it real short and simple, yes, we are working on a few, but there's, a long process, a lot of bureaucracy stuff you got to get through. But yes.
What would you recommend is the most amount that someone could upload in a day? Because I feel like that might be something that will get these companies upset if we're uploading too many in one day. Like I know with Orbit Kit, they wanted either 5 or 20 per day, like depending on the plan. Do you think that it matters? Like, could someone do 100 in a day? It's not a big deal. Or what would you recommend as a guideline? It
totally depends on the platform and if you've been selling on the platform before, right? Okay. So, I mean, in terms of Printful, they're really like an in-between. They're not a marketplace that really cares too much. Yeah. So you can be able to push a lot there. But the thing with Printful is you're integrating with other platforms, right? So if you're pushing 1,000 designs to Etsy, and then they all go into draft mode, by the way. Once you go to Etsy, it costs you 20 cents to put a design up. So that's not going to work.
Yeah.
If you're brand new to Teespring, right? If you're brand new, if you've never sold on Teespring before, they're going to have account limits in place. And I can't tell you exactly what they are because it's going to change depending on how long you've been a seller, how many royalties have you made before. So start slow and learn the actual platform. This isn't like to take over from RedBubble, from Teespring. It's to help you build your business once you're familiar with them and spread your designs where the customers are. So take it slow to start. Learn what you're doing. Do not do scaled designs. They don't want that.
Yeah.
So if you try to upload 20,000 scaled designs to RedBubble, more than likely they're going to get rid of you. It's not going to be my fault. It's not going to be yours. Yeah. It's going to be the person who tried to upload 20,000 designs that they don't want. So
yeah, so that's what I would
think.
That's what I would recommend to everybody. Just start slow because That's, yeah. These platforms do not want you to just bombard the
Well,
platform.
it's the same thing with Amazon, right? Like they
Mhm.
want sellers who are going to make them money. In order
Right.
to make them money, it's going to mean that you make money. They
Yes.
don't want a bunch of spam. I mean, it's the most annoying thing to deal with people who are just trying to like game the system,
Right.
right? They don't want that. They have way more time, money, and resources to combat that than than the normal person. So just I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah. Steven's asking, if you stop the uploads, can you resume from where you left off, or you have to start over again?
As long as you keep it open and you don't actually fully close the window. If you close the window, then it's going to depend on if you fully exit out of the software or not. So just play around with it. I've tested this thing like hundreds of times. I may have missed something. So just let me know.
Is it draft on all the platforms when you upload, or do some of them go live right away?
They're all going to go live right away. I mentioned specifically with the Printful to Etsy integration. So Printful by itself will push to Etsy, but it's not going to push it live because on Etsy, if you put a product live, you're paying Etsy. So it's going to automatically push just in Printful, push to draft mode.
Okay.
If you have Etsy set up. Otherwise, if you've set up your profiles on Teespring and you have your payment information in there, which again, guys, go through the help documents because that's going to tell you exactly what you need to set up. Just make sure you set your profiles up. You have your payment information there because we all want to make money. And then it'll push directly live and it'll be for sale. Okay,
perfect. All right. A lot of people are saying it looks fantastic. Jacqueline's saying that. Then this person's saying RedBubble has a limit. I don't know. I've never hit a limit on RedBubble, but I haven't uploaded very much there, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely going to depend. I know they do have certain things in place in their back end to make sure that people aren't taking advantage of their platform, but that's totally going to depend. I mean, if you've been selling on RedBubble for years and you're making a lot of good money, your limits are going to be way different than the guy who just signed up today and tries to upload 20 designs.
Yeah,
totally different. They classify you as a different user.
Yeah, this is a good point. Just use common sense and don't ruin it for everyone. Take your time with quality, not quantity.
Yes. I mean, if I could post that over and over again, like common sense, people, like do not spam. Make sure your CSV files are filled out. I mean, you upload your CSV, right? You can check it in the first window, make sure everything looks good. Right before you upload it, all of that information that you just selected is all picked out. So you can make sure, okay, my title matches with the image I'm uploading. Because the last thing you want to do is upload, say, a hardcore biker t-shirt, and it's like a Barbie-looking design, right?
Yeah.
Like, not only is that going to make the platforms you're trying to sell on pretty mad, but you're basically going to ruin your account that way too. So common sense, take it slow. And the tool is going to be so easy to grow your business if you don't have the time to sit there and upload these other platforms.
Yep. Can you also put the prices within Printful?
Yeah. So once it's uploaded to wherever you're uploading, you can go in and make individual changes. So I mean that shouldn't be an issue at all. Inside of Printful as well, there is a price. There's a price box, right? So if you have prices set up in your CSV, you just simply map it to the price column.
Melinda had a nice comment for you. She said, "Thank you. I love how Neil is always striving to improve, in turn, continuously upping the game for all of us."
Thank you, Melinda. Appreciate it.
Agree. Yeah, it's amazing everything you've done and how you keep improving Merch Informer and adding so many new things to it.
Well, I mean, the whole goal here is to help everyone, make more money through their business, and hopefully this is going to do that because I'm short on time, and if I know I'm short on time, everyone else is too, and this just kind of speeds everything up.
So I know we've mentioned OrbitKit several times. That's because that's what a lot of people had used before this came out, myself included. I had used OrbitKit. So let's talk about OrbitKit. What's the difference between this and OrbitKit?
If I'm completely honest with you, I've never used OrbitKit. No affiliation with them at all. We just wanted to basically build this out as a tool for our current customers, our customers that are going to come on later on to help build their business. And we built it into the subscription. So we're not like selling you a whole nother subscription, trying to do the money grab thing. I'm not going to tell you how many to upload a day, what you need to use, what you don't need to use. We just want to add a tool that's going to make it easy for everyone who's currently using Merch Informer to grow their business. So when you ask what the differences are, I have no idea. I made personally, talking about Merch Informer, we made sure to go through and get permission from everyone. We made sure to get on the phone, which is, I mean, we've been working on this since summer, maybe. Like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Get permission, make sure it's clear through the legal department that it's, on your computer, so everything is safe. Your data stays your data. We're not sharing that with anyone. We don't even have access to it, which is why you log in through your computer, not some cloud-based thing. And just trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys. We did put it in the pro level subscription. That does come with 100 hand-drawn graphics every month. I don't know if that's something people are interested in, but we're just making the subscription better to help people grow their business.
Yeah, and that's why we wanted to talk about it today, because I know so many of you already have Merch Informer. So this is literally available for you for free. So it's definitely worth it to look into it and try it out. You already have the subscription. And for those of you that don't have this subscription, this might be the thing that finally gets you to try it out, because it's, oh my gosh, Merch Informer has so much. It has a design tool, it has research tools, it has the lister, it has the graphics, it has so much stuff. So
that's kind of what we're going for. We want a complete product here, which is why it's taken us so long. But in order to really get the most out of it, the pro level subscription right now is, we lowered it drastically to $19.99 a month with Helen's coupon. So click the link down below, up top, wherever it is. That'll lower it even further. But in order to actually make use of that and make it make sense, like, you only have to make what couple sales, 2 or 3 sales through platforms that already have millions of visitors. So, if you have even 100 designs, 100 designs, I think most people probably have 100 designs. If they don't, focus on your designing. But if you have 100 designs, that's 100 times 193 is what, like 19,000? So that's 19,000 products on Printful. And Printful can push to Amazon and eBay and Etsy. So right there you have what, 60,000 products now. That's like, as long as they're good, right? You're going to make some sales. You have 30 products or 33, something like that, with RedBubble and Teespring.
Yeah.
So that's another 3,000 each. So you take a small portfolio that you're working on with Merch by Amazon, and you can just blow it up to this massive number of not scaled designs. Like, they're designs you actually put some heartfelt effort into, so they're going to work.
Yep. And this is a question from Gina. She says, what if we have not kept up with taking down copycats? If people had copied the merch designs and put them on other platforms, and then we upload our own designs that are already there from a copycat, how do we handle this?
How do you handle that? Well, I'm going to be completely transparent and tell you I'm not sure. If they're your designs, I would get them uploaded anyways. If you want to combat, copycats, that's your prerogative. You need to reach out to, each one of these platforms individually with, the design they stole from you. You'd have to show some proof, like, hey, here's my Photoshop file, here's my original upload date on this other platform.
Yeah.
I haven't really dealt with that. If I'm first at something, I'm just going to leave it and let it run, because I'm focused on building rather than kind of playing whack-a-mole. But that's my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. If you want to do that, you need to contact each individual platform and work with them on it. That's really all I can speak of, because I haven't done it, to be honest.
Yeah. Another question. So if we want to check to be sure designs are centered, would we need to go to the platform?
Yeah, so if you have a design, and you're like, I wonder if this design would look good on a clock, right? We were looking at clocks.
Yeah.
I would upload just one design. So if all your designs are merch designs, in specific dimensions, go to the platform, log into the platform, upload it, see what it looks like uploaded. And if they look good, maybe do a small batch of 10 or something. If those look good, then you can feel fairly confident that everything's going to look good. Now, if you're uploading, 100 designs, 200 designs, whatever it may be, I would highly recommend that after everything is uploaded, okay, instead of just going, all right, I need to upload more, go look at them, right?
Yeah.
Fix the ones that don't look good.
Yep.
But from all my testing, I'm doing mainly clothing right now. I'm not doing clocks, but when I get there, that's the approach that I'm going to take.
All right. And mostly it's just lots of comments saying how happy everybody is with you. The fairy
Awesome.
godfather of e-com. I like that. All right. Guys, what do you think? Any questions, concerns?
Yeah, if anyone's watching this later on and you have a question, just drop in the comments, and Helen might beat me, but if she doesn't, I will answer them for you. So anything you want to know, just drop them down there.
Yes, we will always make sure to get your answer one way or another. Can we trust Merch Informer with our designs?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of all of this. We don't have access to your designs. So this is a desktop tool. Okay, it works on PC and Mac. You're uploading a spreadsheet to the software, which is located on your computer. Okay, and then it's uploading directly from your computer to these platforms. Like, I can't see what designs you're uploading. I don't have access to them. I don't have access to your login information. Like, that's all on your PC. So yeah, you can trust that that everything's good.
Good question. Good answer. Teresa says she's never going to cancel her subscription. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, guys. We had so many people watching live and so many hearts and thumbs ups and everything. So Thank you, Neil.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
This is brand new, guys. So I'm sure there'll be all kinds of things to come and more platforms and more all kinds of things. So let us know if there's any trouble you run into when you're using it, since it's so brand new. Just let us know, and we'll work on it. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Neil, on the day you launch it, taking the time to talk with us. So I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I always appreciate it. I'm thankful for people, checking it out, telling me if things are wrong, or helping me figure it out. Hopefully, no one is. If they find something wrong, just let us know. Go drop a help ticket. That's the easiest way, instead of messaging me directly. But so we can make sure it's as polished as possible, and we've gone through and checked all our I's and dotted our T's. The other way around.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much, Neil.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you later.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.